What happens is this thing has been on this trajectory since day one.
Yeah.
Of growth.
Not only is it unbelievable money-wise, it's been unbelievable as far as social media goes. We're number one in all of sports.
This thing absolutely dominates. Dominates social media.
Alright, so at first I wanted to make a simple video about how dumb Power Slap is and how Dana White insists that it will be bigger than the UFC one day, and then I'd make some jokes and we'd all laugh at how silly Dana can be. But the more that I looked into Power Slap's numbers, the more I started to realize that not only are many of Dana's claims factually wrong, which I'm sure is not a surprise to anybody, but now I also believe that Power Slap's online presence as a whole might be completely fraudulent. So put on your tinfoil hats and buckle up for this one, because I'm about to take you down my Power Slap conspiracy rabbit hole. First, let's start off with when Dana appeared on the Flagrant podcast, where he told Andrew Schultz that Power Slap has more social media followers than any other sports team in the world.
We have more followers than every single professional sport. Every professional sports team, we have more followers than them in 15 months.
Wow. More than like Real Madrid or like these soccer teams?
I don't know about the soccer teams, but I would say yes. Yeah, every fucking sports team, we have more followers.
Yeah, as you can probably imagine, Power Slap does not have more followers than Real Madrid, and it's not even remotely close, by the way. In fact, if you add up Power Slap's social media followers across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, then Power Slap has a total of 12.9 million followers online. And just from a very simple Google search, I literally found 20 sports teams that have more followers on just Instagram alone than Power Slap does across the entire internet. So right off the bat, the things that Dana is saying about Power Slap are not even in the same universe of reality that we're living in. But the thing is, as I kept looking through Power Slap's Social Blade analytics, things started to look way more sus than I could have ever expected. If you're unfamiliar, Social Blade is a website that I've used for over a decade that tracks social media data, including views, followers, and subscriptions for basically all platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure that Power Slap is buying followers on Instagram. I mean, the simple fact that the Power Slap Instagram page, which has 5 million followers, is generating as many new followers as it is on a daily basis immediately makes me raise my eyebrows. Over the last 2 weeks, Power Slap has averaged 5.8k followers a day, which is an absurdly high amount given the size of their page. Compare this to the UFC Instagram, which has 43 million total followers and has averaged about 5.1k new followers every day for the last 2 weeks. Or you can compare this to the MLS, whose Instagram is much closer to Power Slap's at 4.6 million followers and is averaging just 700 followers a day. Now you might be saying that nobody watches the MLS, but at the same time, who's watching Power Slap? I have friends who watch the MLS. I've never met a single person in the real world who's ever seen Power Slap, so where are these 5.8k daily followers coming from? Now let's talk about the Power Slap YouTube channel, because besides their sus as fuck Instagram, I'm pretty sure that they're also buying YouTube views as well. This video is the Slap's most viewed video with 5.1 million views, and it has 15,000 likes. And just doing some quick math, that makes the like to view ratio 0.3%, which is genuinely abysmal. Compare that to this video from the NHL that also has 5.1 million views, but has more than double the likes at 32,000, which puts it at 0.6%. This is actually still really bad, but the fact that it's twice as good as 0.3% says a lot about Power Slap's video. I found this video from NASCAR that has 5.3 million views and 53k likes, which puts its like to view ratio at 1% flat, which is kinda decent. This video from the NFL has 5.1 million views with 58,000 likes, which puts it at 1.1%, and then we have this video from the MLS that has 4.6 million views with 109,000 likes, which puts it at 2.3%, and that still isn't even all that good for today's YouTube standards. And I know that 0.3% versus 2.3% doesn't sound like that huge of a difference, but when you take into consideration that the average like to view percentage for videos is about 3% and a good one is about 4%, then 0.3% is exceptionally terrible. 0.3% is so atrocious that literally the only reasonable explanation that I can think of for it is that Power Slap bought views for this video. And believe you me, it's not just this one that has a sketchy like to view percentage. Any of Power Slap's video uploads that put up decent views show something similar. Their second and third most viewed videos both have 0.5% like to view percentages, and their fourth most viewed video is also at 0.3%. The amount of likes that these videos get in relation to their views are really not adding up here, and my point point here is that I'm pretty sure that Power Slap is buying views on their channel, I'm pretty sure that Dana knows it, and he's using these artificial views to help prove his point that Power Slap is, quote, dominating the internet. Also, Dana loves to flex that Power Slap's YouTube Shorts get crazy views, but getting a lot of views on YouTube Shorts doesn't really mean all that much to me.
Yeah.
8 of the top 12 largest YouTube Shorts against other major sports are Power Slap.
Power Slap,
And
yeah.
4 of the top 5 largest YouTube Shorts on UFC channel. We're number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on UFC.
UFC channel.
And when you think about Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, all the big stars, this thing absolutely dominates.
Do you know how easy and inexpensive it is for someone as rich as Dana to just hire a click farm to rack up millions of views on a 15-second short? This is already a major issue that's happening on the internet as we speak, where companies, influencers, and politicians are using click farms to artificially inflate engagement and views online. And seeing as how Dana loves to gas up Power Slap's social media dominance, I don't think it's crazy at all to suspect that he somehow manufactured it through use of his money and influence. Anyways, you might not believe that Dana's been buying views and followers for Power Slap, and that's fine, but I feel like what can't be denied is that so much of Dana's claims about the success of Power Slap just sounds way too over the top to be taken seriously. Like in this interview when Dana says that Power Slap is #1 in all of sports, including all of the mainstream sports combined.
We're number 1 in all of sports. And when I say all of sports, if you take the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, F1, WWE, and who am I forgetting, and added them all together, their numbers don't compare to Slap's.
Okay, but what does this even mean? Because this doesn't even sound remotely possible given what we've seen from Power Slap. Does Dana really expect us to believe that Slap is bigger than the NFL, NBA, F1, and WWE combined? And what's even his standard of success here when he says #1? Is it views, followers, or growth? Because I'll say this, there's no way in hell he means that Power Slap outperforms all of those sports combined in terms of revenue. Not only that, I'm pretty sure that the NFL, NBA, and F1 combined make way more money than the UFC does, so does that also mean that Dana is saying that Power Slap is a higher revenue generating business than the UFC itself? And then in this same interview, Dana once again claims that Power Slap dominates social media by bragging about how well their live stream performed on Rumble.
That number didn't show up on that counter that Rumble had.
But that's how it works when you stream. When it's streaming, it's not really the actual number right there. It's the same thing when you go live on Instagram. I mean, is Eric in here? What's a like if you have a big number and you're streaming, how does that exactly work? So he was saying 21,000 concurrents. What's a massive number when you're streaming? I mean, we were the biggest stream on a Saturday for Slap. The good thing is that most of you guys don't understand social media and how it works.
First of all, I love how Dana needs to ask one of his employees how their live event performed on social media, only to then condescendingly tell the reporters that they don't know anything about social media. For sure, Dana, because you've always had a keen intuition on how the internet works, am I right? And look, obviously I don't know what the real data and numbers are from Power Slap, but I have a really hard time believing that we live in a world where 2 grown adults slapping the shit out of each other actually dominates social media like Dana says. He also mentions that their event peaked at 21K concurrent viewers, and I'm sure that those are good numbers for Rumble, I guess, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that's really not all that much. Like, if you go to Twitch right now, you will find like 20 streamers that are live who have way more than 21K viewers. Not only that, these guys are just streaming in their bedrooms with no operating expenses, whereas Power Slap streams have substantial production and athlete expenses, so let's just say I'm very doubtful that Power Slap is the financial hit that he claims it to be. Like, if Dana thinks getting 21K viewers on a live stream is dominating the internet, then just wait till he finds out that there's dudes streaming Minecraft right now to an audience of 30,000. Next, we have Dana in this interview where he claims that Power Slap is in talks with, quote, everyone about a major broadcast deal.
Joking. And we're talking to all the majors right now on a new deal.
So the deal with Rumble you're talking about?
Yeah. And we're talking to everybody right now, including Rumble, for the new rights package. There's people that hate on Power Slap all the time, and there's people that won't like it. But there's 8 billion people in the world. And out of the 8 billion, enough people are going to like it to make it successful.
Okay, so Dana saying that he's talking with everyone is obviously insanely vague, and he definitely tries to make it seem like ESPN is interested in picking up Slap, but let's be real, the only platforms that would seriously consider signing Power Slap for exclusivity would be like YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. And as hilarious as I think it would be to see Stephen A. Smith react to Power Slap on ESPN, I just don't think that's at all a realistic possibility. I will say though, I do agree with Dana when he says that there are enough people in the world to make Power Slap successful, but I will also say that even though I understand that money is money regardless of who it comes from, the people who find and love Slap enough to make it a success also probably have to wear helmets when they go to the grocery store. Dana ends this interview by saying that Power Slap is going to be bigger than the UFC, and yeah, no, hard stop, no it's not. When I first watched the UFC back in 2008, I was like, yes, this is it. I will be a fan of this until the day that I die. But when I first watched Slap, I was like, this is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen, and I don't find any entertainment value in it, and 2 years later, I still feel the exact same way about it. And hey, maybe I have high standards for entertainment, but I really don't think that's the case. I just think that Power Slap is just straight up dumb. Alright, so if you've made it all the way to this point in the video, then I'll thank you guys by coming right out and saying that I strongly suspect that Power Slap might be a money laundering scheme from Dana. I mean, it's the only logical explanation that I can think of for him even buying the company, let alone constantly gloating about it being a monumental accomplishment even when it's clearly not one. Like, why else would he insist that this stinky poopy diaper of a sport is making so much money where he comes up with fake ass stats to press conferences and podcasts? I really think it's so that he could try to position Power Slap as some sort of financial success so that he can then launder more dirty money through it. And seeing as Power Slap is its own private company where he doesn't need to publicly disclose its financial records, he can keep on saying that Power Slap is making over $750 million a year, when in reality it's probably losing money like crazy, but that's fine by him because he has ulterior motives for the business. I guess that would also explain why he's purchasing social media followers and views out the wazoo, because the stronger Power Slap's online presence looks, the easier it is for him to maintain this facade that the company is a runaway hit. I mean, internet money is a bit of a black box anyways, and as long as Dana keeps preaching Slap's social media dominance and how we all know nothing about the internet, we'll never be able to prove that Power Slap isn't the $750 million company he claims it to be. Honestly, if I'm correct in saying that Slap is just an elaborate money laundering scheme, I'll give credit to Dana in saying that it's a pretty good ruse. It is a clever way for someone in his position to leverage the mysterious ways of internet revenue to clean his dirty money, and even though Dana obviously has no idea how the internet works, as long as he keeps walking into interviews with prepared notes and deferring details to his employees, I can see the scheme lasting until the end of time if he plays his cards right. But the thing is, if I'm wrong about this, and God I hope that I am, then Dana's a damn fool for believing that Power Slap could ever be a commercial success the way that the UFC is. And if Dana really believes in Power Slap, then it's a mystery how he was ever able to get the UFC off of the ground in the first place. Anyways, that's the video for today. Definitely let me know if you think I'm onto something here about Power Slap being an illegitimate business. Do you think that Power Slap's online presence is as fraudulent as I do, or do you genuinely think that the sport is taking off like Dana claims it is? As always, if you like the video, then like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.